Now, I know we've talked a lot about the Baltimore Ravens matchup, but there was a story that came out today about last week's matchup against the Washington Commanders, and it
Yes.
had nothing to do with the players on the field. It had nothing to do with the game itself. It had nothing to do with really the field itself, but more so the facilities. In a sneak peek for the newest episode of Not Just Football with Cam Hayward, Steelers defensive lineman Cameron Hayward revealed that the team had a snake visit them in the visitors' locker room,
Yes.
temporarily sending everybody into a bit of a frenzy. This is the exact quote from Cam Hayward. Before the game, I go out, warm up, come back in, and everybody is a little bit shocked when I came in. I said, "What's going on?" There was a snake in our locker room, a snake. And it was coming from the bottom of Russell Wilson's locker. Everybody thrown through a loop, a snake in our locker room. He continues to say it. I'm surprised. He's a big movie guy. I'm surprised he didn't reference Sam Jackson and Snakes on a Plane, but
Yeah.
it's obviously he tries to keep it safe for work over there, the Not Just Football podcast. But interesting that the Steelers had a little bit of extra to deal with at the Washington Commanders Stadium.
That's just so crazy to me. And it is crazy in two different angles. It's crazy in the just general, what? Like, I've seen rats run through the Pittsburgh Steelers facility. I have never once in my life seen a snake just like pop out and go, "What's up, pal?" and then go back, especially under Russell Wilson's, like how that doesn't affect people, how nobody freaks out, how like it's not like, I'm surprised like Russell Wilson's security guard or some random Pittsburgh Steelers security guard didn't just dive on this thing the second it popped its head out, going, "Protect Russ, we got to protect Russ." Like, my second thought is Zach Frazier and Mason McCormick, like,
What are we doing?
They probably got a little excited. Both of them country boys, they were like, "Ooh, snake hunting before a game? Are you kidding me? A little snake hunting?" Jeez. Yeah, I don't know what they do in South Dakota, man, but I would imagine they hunt snakes. I would just, if somebody asked, "What do you do in South Dakota?" I say, "I don't know, hunt stuff." Snakes would be on that list, most likely. I don't know where they were. The third angle to this one, it's been 48, almost 3 full days since that game. How?
Not a single mention.
How does nobody bring this up? Like, how do you win a football game by 1 point and not mention that before the game you had the distraction of a snake in the locker room? What? I was told that Ben Skoranek told one reporter after the game, and the reporter thought he was joking. He was just like, "What do you? That can't be real." So he didn't include it and moved on. How it didn't come out. I mean, I talked to Chris Halleck, sat down in the Pittsburgh Steelers cafeteria today, and I said, "What's up, dude? How was DC?" He said, "Good." I said, "Did you run into any snakes?" He said, I don't even know what that means." That's how in the dark everybody's been about this snake thing. Wild. Yeah. Guys, there is no better place to be during football season than at a Pittsburgh Steelers game. And now, Game Time has this new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live, like the Pittsburgh Steelers, even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. I, as everybody knows, am going to see Creed in a couple of weeks, and it was effortless finding my tickets on Game Time. Why? Because they lay everything out for you. All-in pricing shows you the total up front with no surprise fees at checkouts. Seat views means that you get to see a panoramic view of your seat in the app before you ever buy the tickets. The lowest price guaranteed, or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. And Game Time ticket coverage, your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use our code ALLSteelers for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code ALLSTEELERS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game Time. Absolutely wild that a snake was. What happens if it bites Russell Wilson? Just what do you do there? Do you just, you're down there? Are there snakes everywhere?
To be completely honest, I've lived here for 4 years. I don't think I've seen a single snake, but at the same time, I live in Alexandria. They're in Landover, Maryland. That is backwoods. And we already know the extensive history of FedEx Field. I mean, backwoods comparatively. It's
Yeah.
obviously, but like it's in the middle of nowhere. So
Yeah.
they've had their
Snakes.
issues in the past, and snakes is certainly a new one for them. But funny that they were just like, oh, okay, there's a snake. I guess we just gotta, I think Cam said, make that part of our mantra of just play through. And it's like, that's crazy. And of course, to come out of Russell Wilson's locker, you
That's the
have to
one.
think, has Justin got something to do with this? Is Justin a snake charmer back there saying, I want another start, guys? Like,
Just one. Just give me. I think I could beat these guys. I think I could beat these guys. I got it. Let me go. That's the wildest in season story that we will hear all season. I believe snake, and that gets no attention. Snakes in a locker room. Like what are we doing? How does that even? Where did it come from?
You also mentioned Frazier and McCormick potentially hunting it. It could have been their pet. I mean, Zach Frazier could have been like, yeah, that's Georgie. Like, what are we doing? Sorry, I guess he got out of his cage. Like, I could see Zach Frazier being a guy that's like, yeah, I got a pet snake at home.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, West Virginia and South Dakota are, I would guess, similar. And I don't know what goes on in either, but I know there are animals involved. And that makes a lot of sense. Wild story. I can't believe it made it till Wednesday morning, and would have went further if Cam Hayward, if they did not release that clip, would have went until tomorrow. That is mind-boggling to me. But shout out, snakes in the locker room, man. Snakes in the locker room.